So, someone's up in your face, aggressive, making threats. You've tried your best to talk things out, but it just hasn't worked. Violence at this point seems pretty inevitable, but you really, really do not want to fight. So what can you do? In this video, we're going to show you some things that you can do to stop a situation like this dead in its tracks without having to strike anybody. But it is risky, and if you try some of these things in the wrong situations, then it could end up putting you in even more danger. So we're going to give you some options here, but we're also going to explain the right situations in which to use them so you don't end up making deadly mistakes. Okay, let's get into it then. So we're going to be looking at restraints and throws. Our goal here is to stop his violence without having to get into some kind of brawl. Listen, why can't we talk about this? Why can't we talk about this? Calm down, calm down, calm down, relax. I'm pretty sure there's a real name for it. I don't know what it is, so I'm calling it the push-pull-spin. Basically, I'm doing exactly that. I'm pushing with one arm, pulling with the other, causing him to spin and then dropping into some kind of takedown. So from this position here, what I'm not going to do is start from here, okay? Because this is telegraphing. He's probably gonna think that I'm gonna headbutt him and we're gonna start a fight, okay? So we're starting from this position here with passive hands. From here, we're gonna go straight into it, right? We're gonna push with one hand, pull him with the other hand, causing him to spin, just like that. Then we're gonna add a choke to that. So as we've spun him around, it puts us nicely into this situation here. So you can see, as I've spun, I've got my hand on the back of his head, the other arm around his neck. Now the key to taking someone down is making sure that their hips are in front of their neck, okay? If they are straight like this, they can bend over, there's no way I'm gonna bring them down. So in order to bring them down, it's important that the hips are in front of their neck. Now it may be that they're already in that position where you've pulled them back. If they're not, there's multiple ways that we can do it, okay? We can use our hips, or we can use the leg to take the knee, okay? Once we've got them in that position where they're hips are in front of their neck, then we're just going to bring them down. Now there's a problem here. I'm on the ground with him, right? Remember I said earlier, there's only certain situations where we can use these kind of things. If he's more than one of them, right, if he's with his mates, I'm now going to get battered by all of his friends, right? So I need to be aware of my surroundings. I need to make sure there's nobody else around, none of his friends, right? I need to make sure that there's enough space on the ground to bring him down. I need to make sure the ground is suitable for me to bring him down. There's no broken glass, there's nothing on the ground, there's no objects that he could then use to pick up and hurt me with, a glass bottle for example. So I need to be aware of all of these things to make sure this is a suitable thing to do. If you don't want to choke someone out, this is a good opportunity now to shout for help, to try to get other people to come along, to grab a limb, to help restrain him, wait for police to arrive.
I'm gonna do my own version, which is basically the same, but adding up a few things. When you are weaker, older, as I am, than Ryan, and just adding up a couple of dirty tricks.
Fucking hell. Calm down, mate. Well, listen, wait, calm down, mate, calm down. Hey, calm down, whoa, calm down, mate, come on. So, let's break this down in slow motion then. What did I do? So his hands came up. What I did is I trapped them down to make space to shoot my arm through underneath his neck, right? So I'm in this position here. I'm on his side, so he can't strike me very well. My head's down, and I'm in this position here with my arm above his neck like this. From here, remember I said earlier about making sure that his hips are out of line with his neck, okay? So I can do that a couple of ways. I can do it by twisting, okay, and using my hips. So all I'm doing is just pushing my hips in, top balance him that way. I can even, if he's really stubborn, I can put my hand in, okay? Watch what happens when I put my hand in. I put my hand in, I'll balance him that way, but all I'm doing once I'm in this position here is I'm just gonna twist, bring him down. Don't commit fully to the ground, one knee maximum, and then you're in a position here where you still have some control and you're able to get up quickly if you need to. So another variation of this is if your arm goes underneath the attacker's arm, kind of trapping the attacker's arm between your chokes. So if it's gone a little bit messy and you've ended up in a position where his arm's over the top, or even if his arm is caught in the middle, right? It doesn't really matter. You do the same thing. So you've tried to do it, it's got a little bit messy, you've got caught in the middle, not a problem at all. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this hand here and I'm gonna squeeze as hard as I can, right, nice and tight. I'm gonna squeeze and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna off balance his hips, put his hips in front of his neck, using my own, and drag him down.
So look, when Ryan is choking me, I am the aggressor, blah, blah, blah. He comes, right choking me, right? He's cutting the blood to my brain, he's cutting the air to my brain, okay, and I'm unable to move my neck, okay? Another option is I can maybe try to avoid that, but then so he's gonna squeeze my jaw and my teeth nearly till the end that he's gonna break it, okay? So you need to put a lot of strength in there. Something in the middle is bad news, he doesn't know, and I'm gonna show you because of why. Okay, so I'm here, he comes,
Prick!
I bite him. Okay guys, so really underneath or really raise the jaw.
Yeah. Well, these techniques are great if you really don't want to hit someone, but sometimes the safest and the most reasonable thing that you can do is actually to throw that first punch. And I know that might sound harsh, and that's why we made this video here to show you exactly why we feel that way. So make sure you check that one out, guys.